So, guys, it's Luke here of SimBoxx, and tonight I'm delighted to be joined by DeAndre Savage, one of my favorite names for a heavyweight boxer. DeAndre Savage from Las Vegas, originally from Flint, Michigan. DeAndre, how are we doing?
Sure. I'm good, man. What's going on with you? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm all good, thank you. I appreciate you giving me some of your time tonight to have a bit of an interview. I feel you've got a bit of an interesting story, and I'm really intrigued to get into it.
Yes, sir. All right.
So let's go right back to the beginning. It's the first time we spoke. You're originally from Flint, Michigan. So just take us through your early life and a bit of your backstory. Let our viewers know a little bit about the story of DeAndre Savage.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Flint, Michigan. I came up in Flint. I was playing football. I got into football. I went to college, and I went to at the college football. I came out to Vegas, and I started my boxing career. I went to Barry's boxing gym in Las Vegas, and I just started hitting the bag. And I figured I was good. I got in there, started sparring with those guys that had 20 to 30 amateur fights and even pro fights. And I'm beating these guys. So I'm like, let me give it a try, man. So I feel like I can be a top dog in the heavyweight division.
Good man, good man. So you mentioned there that you was into college football in your early life, but you've got a very sporting family as well. Your brother was a boxer, and your other brother was into college football as well. So was he ever a time when you might have considered boxing earlier on in your life? Was it strictly just football? Was that the career aim back then?
Well, I used to go to the gym when I was a child. When my brother was fighting, I don't know if you're familiar with Andre and Anthony Durrell from Flint, Michigan. Yeah, I used to go to the gym with them as a kid, but I was always into football though. But I still go to the gym and hit the bag, learn the technique and stuff. And yeah, man, that's how I started, man. I thought I had a chance in football. I wanted to go to the NFL, but I was never really focused in school like that. I was always a ball player, but I was never really focused in school. I used to party too much, and I wasn't focused, man. So any of the kids that's coming up, that's playing ball, basketball, football, you gotta have them grades. You ain't got them grades, man. You can't play.
I find that quite interesting there that you say that you weren't really focused and you was into like maybe the party life a little too much. But now I've seen in a couple of your interviews that you're really big on discipline and how important that is in your career. Do you feel that's something that you wish you might have incorporated a little earlier on in your career and maybe, got yourself in a better footing with the discipline that you've took on now?
Yeah, man, boxing taught me that discipline, man. Like, and I know, this is my last chance. I can't mess this up, because I had the skills to go to the NFL, but, I just didn't have the grades. So boxing really taught me that discipline, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So with transitioning over to boxing from football, what were some of the advantages you think that you had? Obviously the athletic background, the fact that you would have been fit. Was there anything else that you brought over? Maybe like footwork or something like that? What kind of advantages do you think you brought over?
Of course, footwork. That's one thing that I had as a defensive line. I got some highlights on YouTube. You tell my name, man, DeAndre Savage. I got some highlights on YouTube when I play football. But footwork is most definitely that transferred over, and just the mental toughness. Just the grind. Getting up early in the morning. Working out 2, 3, 4 times a day, eating the right meals. Yeah, man, the mental toughness, man, for real, and that footwork. Yeah, and I just put the boxing discipline with it, and here we are today. Here we are today, building it up.
What would you say are some of maybe the disadvantages? I don't know if that's the right word, or some of the differences that you found difficult in transitioning from football. Of course, you're going to be super fit and used to the training and the grind, as you say, with football. But was there anything that was like kind of maybe like an eye opener, a bit of a shock when you transitioned to boxing? Was it a lot tougher, maybe?
Not really, man. I honestly feel like I'm a natural, man. Like, I honestly feel like I'm a natural athlete, man. I'm a natural fighter. I grew up fighting in school and stuff, and man, I'm just natural with it, man. I really can do this, man, and I really feel like I'm a top dog in the heavyweight division. I pretty much know that, by getting in there with the guys that I inspired. So, I'm just, just keep fighting, man, keep building my record up, and, hopefully I get a title shot down the line.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you transitioned over to boxing around 2016, you had a bit of an amateur background, and you fought at the national championships and also competed at the Olympic trials. Do you feel that your style is more suited to the pro game rather than the amateurs?
In the pro game, you said?
Yeah, do you think you're more suited to the pro style rather than the amateur style?
Out the gate, man, I was out the gate trained. I was trained by a guy that used to train Mike Tyson. So, he trained me like a pro. He never really trained amateurs. So, the way I was trained was like a pro style. And I took that pro style into the amateurs. But, and the amateurs is more of a fast pace. It's more of a fast pace, but, I got in the amateurs to start learning, to learn. I got in the amateurs to see if I was really going to fight, if I was really going to, what can I do with the sport? And as the better I got and the more fights I won and the more tournaments I got in, I knew what I could do with the sport. So, yeah, that's what it is right there.
How was it for you in the US during the pandemic and trying to keep your boxing career on track? Of course, you'd not made your professional debut at that point, but do you feel like that was a hindrance at all? Do you feel like you could have made your professional debut a couple of years back had it not been for the pandemic and all the restrictions that brought in with it?
Well, I feel like everything happened for a reason. After the trials, it was slow. Boxing slowed down. It wasn't really many shows. And yeah, man, I was already in contact with Christopher Lovejoy. So, I seen that he was doing this thing in boxing. He had fought over in Germany and, the connections he got, so I'm like, let's put it together, let's make it happen. And, let what I'm saying, I'll sign with you. Let's do it. And here we are today, man. We doing it.
Yeah, so funnily enough, that was actually a name that I was going to bring up there. And Christopher Lovejoy, he's quite well known over in the UK. He's had some online back and forth with the likes of Johnny Fisher, Fabio Wardley, a couple of other fighters, and unfortunately, fights haven't really materialised. I think one with Dave Allen was called off at the last minute. How did the link up with Christopher Lovejoy come around for you? Where did that begin with?
Well, I was at Barry's boxing gym when Lovejoy came over there. He that's where we met at, and he came over there looking for some sparring, and we got some work in, and we stayed in contact after that. We stayed in contact, and like I said, I seen him doing his thing, so I reached out to him like, I want to get on with you, I want to get on the team with you. So, let's do it and let's make it happen. Yeah.
So do you find that you could take maybe inspiration from Christopher Lovejoy, somebody that's not really got, one of the major promoters backing him maybe, and that he's been very vocal on social media and he's drumming up a lot of noise for himself? Do you feel like that's kind of the route that you'll go down and, create the hype around yourself?
Hold on. Damn. My best. Damn. Can you say that one more time?
Yeah, no problem. So I was saying with Christopher Lovejoy, he's known over in the UK for being quite active and quite vocal on social media. He's not really had a big time promoter behind him, and he's kind of made the hype for himself. Do you feel like you'll take a lot of hype from a lot of motivation from that, and maybe that's the avenue that you'll go down, and the importance of being active and vocal on social media to drum up hype and interest around yourself?
Yeah. Social media, man, is like, social media is like self-promotion, especially with knowing the people that Christopher Lovejoy knows. So, man, I admire it, man, by him not having a promoter. He don't really need a promoter because he promoted himself, and he got all the connections that he need, and, man, so he doing it, man. A lot of fighters can't do that. See, a lot of fighters, they wait for somebody to do something for them. But Lovejoy not like that, I'm sort of the same way, I don't wait for nobody to do nothing for me. I'm gonna make it happen myself. Most people wait for, managers or promoters to come and do stuff, and their careers don't go nowhere because they sitting there waiting. So Yeah, man, just gotta keep making it happen, keep networking, man. And you know, we're gonna be at the top real soon. It won't be long.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be an exciting journey on the way. So your professional record at the minute sits at 3 fights, 3 wins, 3 knockouts. Let's go back to your pro debut back in July of 2021. What was your memories of your professional debut? Was the nerves there with the adjustment from the amateurs to the pros? Was it all excitement? What was your memories of the professional debut?
Man, it was more excitement than anything. A lot of fighters say they get nervous, but I used to get nervous in the amateurs because, you know, I was new to the game. I was new to boxing. But I don't really get nervous now. I don't get nervous at all no more, like, because I know what I can do. I know the head movement is there. The footwork is there. You know, the great jab is there. You know, the hook is there. So, you know, I'm more confident than anything. So, yeah, man, I'm ready, man. I feel like right now I'm ready to fight the top 10 in the heavyweight division. But, you know, I got to build myself up to there. But right now I'm already ready.
You know, it's interesting you should say that. It was something I was going to touch on with all 3 of your wins coming by way of first round knockout. But you mentioned there that you work on your head movement, your footwork, and things like that. Do you think when you step up the level of opposition that you'll be able to display your boxing skills more and that you're not just this knockout artist, although the power is there, that there's much more to the game of DeAndre Savage?
Yeah, I will for sure be able to show my boxing skills more because, you know, I'm working with a new trainer now. His name is Cedric Ferguson, you know, out of Richard Steele's boxing gym in Las Vegas. So, you know, he bringing a lot more skill to the plate, you know. So I'm even going to be even more skillful. So, you know, we just taking it one day at a time, man. And like I said, man, it won't be long before, you know what I'm saying, we get there. It won't be long. We actually coming over to the UK too. We're not coming to Manchester, but we're going to be coming over to London.
Interesting. We look forward to that. Now, a name that I want to chuck out there, and I think this is when I first noticed you on social media, was the exchange at Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez. I think it was the fight week, and you bumped into a Jeremiah Milton. That seems to be the start of a real back and forth. You know, you don't really get those kind of rivalries this early on in your career, but there seems to be a certain dislike there. And is that a fight you'll be looking for in the near future?
Man, that's a fight that I need in the future. I need that fight in the future, man. The people want that fight. I want that fight. Man, we gonna get it, man. It's gonna be at the right time. You know, so man, me and Jeremiah, we've been rivals since the amateurs, you know. We fight in the amateurs, and you know, I was beating Jeremiah and he coming with a good punch, and the referee gave me an 8 count and he stopped the fight. And I'm like, are you gonna stop the fight? You know, the fight just getting started. You know, this boxing, man, people get hit. I wouldn't, he kind of, you know, rocked me a little bit, but I was good. I was on my feet, you know, my hands, I'm ready to go. Referee stopped the fight, so I need my get back, man, and I'm going to crush Jeremiah. I'm going to step on him. I'm going to crush him next time we fight.
That's exactly what I was going to get onto there. How do you see in the pro game with the improvements that you've made? How does Savage versus Milton play out in the professional ranks?
Man, it would not go the distance. Savage versus Milton in the pros would not go the distance, man. It might not even go past 4 rounds, man, because in the heavyweight division, you know, it only takes one punch. It only takes one punch, man, and I got that punch, and he know I got that punch too. Yeah,
absolutely, man. So a name that will be more familiar to us British boxing fans is Johnny Fisher. I've seen in a couple of interviews you've named Johnny Fisher, and he was a potential opponent of Christopher Lovejoy once upon a time, and that fight never came off, unfortunately. But is that the kind of opposition that you'd be looking to take on if you come over to the UK and got a fight over here? Would that fight interest you?
I would love that fight with Johnny Fisher, man. We actually called Johnny Fisher out. Was it last year? Or was it earlier? It might have been the end of last year. We called him out after my 3rd fight. And you know, the fight makes sense to me. You know, I had 3 fights. You know, at the time I think he had like 4 fights. He might have had 3 fights, but you know, the fight makes sense to me, man. I don't think they want the fight right now though. Maybe down the line. Hopefully I get the fight, you know, but man, I crushed Johnny Fisher too, man. I want that fight. I want that fight with Johnny Fisher.
You know, I can honestly say that that'd be a really interesting fight because, you know, you both got a lot of explosive power. And I'm not sure if you know too much about Johnny Fisher, but he's an extremely popular boxer and he he regularly brings 2,000-3,000 fans to each of his fights. So that'd be a great occasion for you. 2,000 or 3,000 fans just for himself. So he's a very popular fighter. Yeah. So that could be a great occasion for you to come over here to the UK and take on somebody like Johnny Fisher at this early stage of both your careers.
Yeah, man. I love that fight, man. I love the fight over there at the O2 Arena. It's always an amazing crowd over there. It'll be a dream come true, man. It'll be a dream come true for all the Johnny Fisher fans to know who I am too. So I would like to make my name ring bells over there in the UK. So that's what we're working on, man. I can't wait to come over there and fight. It won't be long.
Am I right in saying that you've got a fight lined up for June 9th? Is that fight still on?
Yeah, I haven't signed a contract yet. The contract haven't been signed yet, so it's not official yet. But that's what we're looking towards. We're looking towards June 9th. But we're looking towards June 9th. It's not official yet until I sign the contract.
Okay, we look forward to that. Now, stepping away from your career for a second, I'd just like to get your opinions on, the top of the heavyweight division. Recently, we had Tyson Fury knock out Dillian Whyte. Do you keep an eye on the very top of the division? Are you a student of the game and like to look at the guys at the very top and aspire to be at that level one day?
Yeah, I got my eye on a lot of the heavyweights. I got my eye on a lot of the heavyweights that's making noise in the heavyweight division. I like Tyson Fury. He nice. Dillian Whyte is nice. It was a great fight. Like I said, it was a great crowd. And I can't wait until it's my turn. To come over there and show the people what I really can do. So show my boxing skills, show my punching power. Show my aggression. Show my high IQ in the ring, man. I can't wait to come over there and show the people, what I really can do.
Absolutely. America went so long without a heavyweight champion. You had the golden era of the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. And then for a little while, it seemed to die down. And then Deontay Wilder came around and he won the WBC title in emphatic fashion. He knocked out everybody that fought, apart from Tyson Fury. And now it seems maybe that he's edging into retirement. Do you feel there's a void there at the top of the American heavyweight division that could be filled in the time after Deontay Wilder's career, if he does indeed call it a day and retires? Do you feel there's a void there now that can be filled?
Yeah, I feel like it's wide open, man. I feel like it's ready for the next champion to step up. I feel like it's wide open. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Deontay Wilder coming off the back of that trilogy with Tyson Fury? Do you feel like he will retire? Do you feel like there's more for him to prove to get back in there and rebuild, or do you think he's earned the right to call it a day?
Man, it's crazy because, those belts in the heavyweight division, those belts are being passed around. The belts is being passed around, man. So, Joshua had the belts. Wilder had the belts. Passed to Fury. Joshua passed to Usyk. So I would like to see Joshua get his belts back from Usyk. I would like to see Joshua get his belts back from Usyk. And I would like to see Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, that certainly seems a fight that's is worryingly going to pass us by, similar to how Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis never really got it on. I think Deontay Wilder against Anthony Joshua at one point was the biggest fight, arguably, in boxing, when Joshua had 3 of the belts, Wilder had the 4th belt, and it's kind of a travesty that fight never materialized. And hopefully, as you say, it doesn't pass us by because it's a great fight.
Yeah, I don't think Wilder should stop though. I think he should keep going, and I think it can end up going that way. Joshua get his belts back, and Wilder get the fight with Joshua or something like that, or because Tyson Fury said he was retiring, but I don't think he done. Nah, I don't think he done. I don't know who he will fight next. I don't know. Maybe. No, I don't know. We're gonna see. We see what happens after Joshua fight Usyk again.
Yeah, that seems to be the thought, that if Joshua and Usyk fight, that the one fight that Fury would come back for is the undisputed fight, because all 4 titles will be on the line, and Fury's won every belt there is to win. but he's never held all 4 of the world titles at the same time. So in terms of his legacy, I think that's the only thing that would really entice him back. But that's only my opinion, but it seems to be the general opinion of boxing fans over here in the UK.
Yeah, and that'll be one of his biggest paydays ever. You know, that would be one of Tyson Fury's biggest paydays ever, undisputed fight with Usyk or Joshua.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
I think he's going to sit back and wait and see who wins that fight, and then he's going to make a return.
So I'd want a couple of predictions from you here. Like there's a few fights that we've mentioned there. So firstly, if Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder fought, who's your money on there?
Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, man. I'm going with Deontay Wilder. I go with Deontay Wilder, man. He got the punch to do it, you know. And I know if Andy Ruiz landed that punch on Anthony Joshua, man, Deontay Wilder for sure is going to land that punch on Anthony Joshua, man. But Anthony Joshua got the footwork too, though. So, you know, in that fight, I would take Wilder in a late maybe like 8th, 9th, 10th round knockout, something like that. Because Joshua will be boxing him for a while, and I feel like Wilder will catch him later in the rounds.
And then nextly, we've got, as we've mentioned, Anthony Joshua rematching Alexander Usyk for the unified world titles. Do you think Joshua can go in there and get revenge and readjust the game plan and maybe take out Usyk? Or do you think Usyk's just got his number and he's too good of a boxer and he'll beat Joshua 10 times out of 10?
No, I think Joshua's going to get in there. I think Joshua's going to go in there and get it done, man. I just feel like Joshua wasn't really letting his hands go like he should have been the first fight. Like, I feel like he wasn't really throwing his combinations, or, you know, Usyk, he was letting Usyk turn him around. You know, he should have been more on his pivot, you know, and yeah, man. I think Joshua's gonna come with a great game plan, and Joshua's gonna get his belts back. I really believe that, and I hope I can get on that undercard. I hope I can get on that undercard. Hopefully I can get Johnny Fisher on the undercard. That'd be beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll put it out there now. You know, if we can get this to Eddie Hearn, we're calling for it. Johnny Fisher against DeAndre Savage on the undercard of Anthony Joshua against Alexander Usyk. I think it's going to be out in Saudi Arabia, so that'd be a great experience for yourself.
Man, and I'm ready right now. So, you know, let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Absolutely. So, lastly, DeAndre, before I let you go, we've potentially got the fight lined up for June 9th. Nothing signed yet. But beyond that, what does 2022 hold for yourself? What are you hoping to achieve this year?
Man, this year, man, I'm hoping it's been I had a couple setbacks, you know, because I was supposed to fight April 25th and I didn't fight because I took the fight in Las Vegas, and I was supposed to fight earlier this year. So I really supposed to been up like 4 fights already. But I would like to finish the year, man, with like I would like to finish the year, man, with at least 5 fights. You know, if I finish the year with 5 fights, I'll be 8-0. I really like 6. I really like 6 fights though, but that's the plan to finish the year off with 5 fights.
Yeah, we look forward to it, and we'll continue to follow the journey. Well, DeAndre, it's been a pleasure chatting boxing with you, and we look forward to continuing the journey, following you in your career and seeing where the journey takes you. But thanks for your time, and we'll catch up again real soon.
All right, I appreciate you, man.
Thank you.